All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All right, this video is gonna be for brothers that might be going through any type of infirmities. All right, because I myself is like under the weather right now. I got that some with my tonsils. I don't know if it's bacterial or viral yet, but yeah. So if I'm raspy voice and it looks like I'm swallowing a golf ball, that's because it feels like there's a golf ball. I feel like I'm getting punched in the throat every time I swallow. But without further ado, I'm gonna start by reading second Sorak or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." Right? And different temptations can take in the form of physical infirmities, mental infirmities, just struggles. Anything that might cast doubt in your faith. Struggles that you go through that just makes you want to turn to other things rather than Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to get through whatever you're getting through. In verse 2 it says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble." So, hey, for brothers that are probably sick or going through something, hey man, turn to the Lord. All right, don't make make no haste in time of trouble. If you're in a time of trouble, man, hey, I mean, it's simple. Pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, get with brothers, see, get into the herbs, do what you got to do. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Because hey, the saying in the world, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There's a reason why you're going through whatever you're going through. Right? Matter of fact, temptation. Yeah, this is 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. "There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able." All right, so the Most High isn't gonna, put any trials or tribulations on an elect member that they won't be able to overcome it. All right, the reason why Yahweh Shai went through everything that he had to go through is because he had that righteous spirit to endure all that. Same thing with you being in this faith. All right, you have that that Lord willing we be part of the elect. We have that golden spirit that's going to be tried. All right, that's going to make it through all these trials and tribulations. All right, it says, "But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it." So there you go. All right, the Most High is always going to leave a way for Jake to overcome all his adversities. All right. Let's go back to Sorak or Ecclesiasticus 2 and 4. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate." And that word cheerfully just means, having a good mindset. Because in, the Western civilization and English language, they associate cheerful with an emotion. But really, cheerfully just means having a good mindset, having a good perception on whatever you're going through. So, for an example, me being sick right now, basically seeing the silver lining in things, like me being sick right now, I was trying different herbs, looking into different information on how to, overcome this. And when I finally tried chicken bone broth, man, it numbed my stuff like that, better than the lemon ginger honey tea. Um, and of course that helps too, but hey, the for me personally, the chicken bone broth helped. Um, but yeah, just seeing the silver lining in things, and then also looking back and seeing what I can improve, because I have a lot of like I can't be really active. I can't go. I can't be out and about. So hey, I'm looking at this as a time to self reflect and really just examine myself. You know, because I got a lot of time to myself. I can't go to work, so I'm just examining myself, and then also examining my surroundings of why I might gotten sick. And I found that there's mold in my bathroom. Got to get that out, because mold is that's in the law. You got to get mold out of your house, or else if it sets too long, then you got to tear out the walls and stuff. Um, and mold can also lead to depression and mental illnesses too. Um, but it says, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Yeah. So in this low time, hey man, because if it's a viral infection, then hey man, that the only thing that makes it better is time. You just gotta fight through that shit. And a lot of predicaments that, or the predicament that everybody's in right now is we're waiting on Yahweh Shai. We're in a low estate right now. Even if you have a good paying job, you know, you have vacation times and whatever. We're not in the kingdom of heaven. Righteousness hasn't been established. Judgment hasn't gone forth. So, we're all in a low estate. And, when that's just something that we have to practice is patience, man. Um, and in verse 5 it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And that's that silver lining. That's that, uh, uh, you know, taking everything cheerfully, which means with a good perception on things. Is you realizing all the struggle that you go through is benefiting you, if you have a good perception on it. Because if you don't have a good perception and you just play the blame game of why things are happening to you, then you never really better yourself. You know, you don't take accountability for the things that happen onto you, and then you don't really get better. Like if I, like for example, if I got sick and I just said, oh yeah, it's Satan, then I wouldn't have found the mold in my bathroom. I wouldn't have gone into the herbs, and I'd just have a poo poo pants mentality of being sick. You know, but the right, gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You know, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. So just trusting in the Lord that things are gonna get better, because that's the promise to Israel, is that things are gonna get better, man. Shai comes back, we get those new bodies. We won't have to worry about ailments. We won't have to worry about Esau, because he's gonna be under us in subjection, along with these other heathens. We won't have to worry about getting injured either. Life everlasting, man. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So the things written aforetime were written for our understandings. You look at the trials and tribulations that men of the Lord were going through, and hey, the Lord always made a way for them. Just like I read in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. The Lord always made a way for his chosen, the ones that trusted in him, the ones that prayed, that called on his name, that had faith in calling on him. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. You know? And then I'll keep reading. It says, Woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Yeah, so if you don't have faith in when you pray to the Lord to deliver you, then the Lord isn't going to save you. You know, it is impossible to please, the Most High without faith. If you pray to Yahweh Bashim Shai, you have to have faith in those names, or else He's not going to answer you. All right. I'm going to read this and then wrap it up. This is 2 Corinthians 12. I'll start at 5. It says, Of such in one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. All right, this is the Apostle Paul talking, right? It says, For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth, but now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. So he's basically breaking down like, hey, he's a man too. He goes through, different infirmities. It says, Unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. So that also might be why you're going through, certain tribulations, is to humble you, make you realize, like, hey, you're not some, angel right now. You're not in those new bodies right now. We have nothing to glory of. We still have to be humble to and call, realize that Yahweh through His Son Yahweh Shai is how we're going to be saved, and we didn't get this truth on our own. And that's what the Apostle Paul is saying. He says, although he has the abundance of revelations, he can't glory because he's still under the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. So whatever ailment, or he calls it a thorn in his side, he was going through, he asked the Lord for it to come up off of him 3 times. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly therefore will I rather glory in mine infirmities, that the power of Yahweh Shai may rest upon me. So he's saying the same thing, which is basically written in Sorak, the 2nd chapter, how he glories in his infirmities because he has that understanding that, hey, he's becoming more humble, and more he sees the silver lining in being humbled by these infirmities, because us being at a low estate, when Yahweh Shai comes back to exalt us, that drastic, it's like a comeback story. It's like how far down can we get beaten just to come up again? It's showing off the Most High's power, Yahweh Bashim Shai's power. Is look how beaten and down low, suffering infirmities under the curses of Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Like how low can they make it just so that Yahweh Bashim Shai can show off His power and raising them up to a glorious status. It's just like like I said earlier, like a comeback story or an underdog story. It shows off the power. It says, Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, and reproaches, and necessities, and persecutions, and distresses for Yahweh Shai's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong. So it's just that whole concept of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Everything that you go through, all the rejections and failures, it It makes you mentally tougher and physically tougher. And it makes your faith stronger in Yahweh Bashim Shai. Whenever you go through some stuff, you call on the names, Yahweh Bashim Shai, and you get delivered from it, you overcome that, your faith and your bond with Yahweh Bashim Shai becomes stronger. So now you're like, dang, if I got through all that, then yeah, of course the Most High's got me. And anything else I go through, he's delivered me from A, B, and C, and then also hearing brothers' testimonies, you know, of how they might have been sick and they called on the Lord, and their faith becomes stronger, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I had. Oh wait, nope, take it back. Just thought of one more scripture. Cast down, but not forsaken. Yep. This is let me start up a bit. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 8. Let me start up a bit. I'll start at 7. It says, "But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us." So that's, at the end of the day, everything that happens on the earth is really just to show off the power of Yahweh through His Son Yahweh Shai. All right. Us being in this body is really just, Yahweh's will done. Nothing can operate outside of, the Most High's will. So, but anyways, verse 8, it says, "We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahweh Shai, that the life also of Yahweh Shai might be made manifest in our body." All right. And the key takeaway is, verse 8 and 9. It's like, yeah, we go through hell, but hey, the Lord hasn't forgotten who His people are. And look around. Look at the prophecies taking place. Israel is, waking up to who they are. Esau is being exposed. The mark of the beast is coming out. Like, come on, man. Look around. We're not destroyed. We're on the come up right now. We just got to go through a little trial and tribulation. Coming back to Sorak 2. We just have to go through a little temptation. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversities. That's all it is. He's just putting hell on the earth just to see, just to show off the faith in the elect. The elect's faith in Yahweh B'Shem Shai. That's all it is. So keep that faith. We're going to make it out of here. Lord willing, we be, those elect men, But, yeah, with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakak Radash, Shalom.